be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS.
ADR Networks presenta Las opiniones expresadas en este programa son responsabilidad exclusiva de quienes las emiten y no representan necesariamente el pensamiento o alguna posición oficial de este medio de comunicación. ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show!
On the foreign show.
Yes, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everywhere. Welcome to That Foreign Show. My name is Isaac Rakesh.
I'm Celestine Angel. And we're here on ADR Networks, activating your senses.
Welcome, one and all to the show. As you know, Friday 3 p.m. we get into this thing we like to call That Foreign Show. And we begin the show always with a segment called That Insider. And
Okay, so for That Insider today, we would like to talk about the launch of our Ko-fi. So, okay, let me give you some background. We are the host of That Foreign Show, and Isaac and I are also the vocalists of the Singaporean band Illuminary. So Illuminary is, we are launching our Ko-fi page like in this period, and this is the first time we are mentioning it on air. So
yes, so we're really excited about
on That Front Show actually. So to be clear, so we have started a goal. This is for our idea of doing a short film, which is also a music video. We're very, very excited about it.
Yes, it's a concept that we're working on, and it's going to combine the current single that we've released and also the one that we're working on right now. We have an idea. We don't want to give too much away, but we set this page up, Ko-fi, for just to give you guys some context. It's mainly for people to wait, before I get into that, let me fix this. Camera is kind of all right. I hope this works. Yeah, there we go. All right, so it's a kind of a tipping site, right? So we've done streams, we've done things online. We realized that actually people there isn't really a way for people to reach out to us and actually contribute something to our project, and so we've set this thing up for people to be able to go in and give it's a tipping site, right? So you just go in and give whatever you want to give, contribute to whatever project that we're working on. We Celestine's wrote a brief copy about what's going on, or what we are getting the the funds for, and you guys can go check it out.
Yeah, so let me just tell you a little bit about the idea. Basically, we are going to do a short film, which we are like particularly excited about, especially because like we are an audiovisual team. Like it's both of us as vocalists and producers, and plus my brother
Yeah, shout out to
Carrick
Carrick.
is also behind the music side, as well as he's a visual artist, so he does like videography and photography and all that. And back in Singapore, actually, he was working for Fremantle Asia, which handles The Apprentice Asia, as well as basically also this Asia's Got Talent and all the talent shows and stuff like that. So basically, we are one of the things that we want to do is film. So we are going to jump into it, and with this, once we have like all the equipment we need and stuff like that. So please do support us in this creative idea, and come on to our Ko-fi. Okay, so
And check it out. Just go check it out. We're also trying it out. It's something new, you know. We giving it a go, and we're kind of responding to feedback that we receive from you guys, actually, from people who watch our stuff, people who support us, and and they've been asking for something like that. So we set this thing up for you guys and for us, and together we want to work. We want to release this thing ASAP, and really excited about it. It's something that, as a team, we like to how would you describe the way we make our art? I mean, it's a real creative process, and we add many different
I would say
elements.
the word is spiritual. Like we are very, very deep with all the reflections that go into it, and like what it means in the biggest scope of things. So that's how we work with our art, and like we invite you to join in with comments, like like when you go into our Ko-fi site. I think that there is, I'm not so sure how it works yet, but I think there is like a comment section where you can give your suggestions and stuff like that. We totally welcome it. We like I said, the whole thing is very exciting for us, like to begin this part of it, because at the end of the day we want to be like completely digital artists and stuff like that. So this is all part of the process.
Yes, it's new. We're trying it out, and we invite you guys to come on in to check it out with us.
All right, so
Today's
let me
show.
see if our guest for today is already on.
Yes. And on today's show, we have with us Arkadii Beilin. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Arkadii Beilin. We're gonna talk about a really interesting topic, and it's actually about setting up a business in Mexico City as a foreigner. And there he is. Welcome to the show, brother. Welcome to the show. Can you hear us? He's gone. He's gone, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone. He's gonna be back, I'm sure. All right, and yes, we're gonna talk to him about.
Okay, today's episode is all about starting a business in Mexico as a foreigner. So like Ark, very insightful tips for like all of us. I think that it's good general knowledge even if you're not starting a business, because like it's just like, hi. Arkadii.
Can you hear
Hi,
us?
how are you? Do you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
super.
Welcome to the show.
So how are you feeling? You were saying that you're not so well, feeling a little headache from a cold.
I was managed to catch a cold for the first time in 2 years.
Oh my god.
Well,
Yeah, part of life, like you have to roll with the punches.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is, and I'm sure you're used to rolling with the punches. I mean, starting a business, I'm just going to jump right into it. It's not an easy thing, and also to do it as a foreigner in a foreign place. We got questions for you, brother. We got questions for you that I think our viewers will be interested to also get into your story. Why don't we start things off with you telling us, maybe in your own words, your story. Like, what are you doing here in Mexico City? And
Yeah.
how did you get here?
Okay, so I got here about a year and a half ago. But before that, I was mostly working in science. So I have fundamental
Okay.
scientific education in.
Sorry to cut you off, bro.
Biology.
We can't really hear you so good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Change it.
sure.
Okay, so the issue with the sound here is that
So much better right now.
Yeah.
yeah, because the mic is good, but I can only hear you from the speaker, from your speaker in a phone. So okay, anyway, so I came to Mexico about a year and a half ago, but in most of my life I was working in science. I have fundamental scientific education in STEM biology field. So if you want, you can find my scientific papers on the PubMed if you want to check my scientific history.
Yes, please send us the link.
And
to that
then I
later on.
started to
I'm gonna
think
share it.
about that my field is really, really specific, and it's not really easy to find another job from my university. Although I can work potentially at any laboratory in the world, it's still really hard and long process. So I decided to learn something new, and I started with data science. So I finished the data science course, and I actually now can do all this like neural networks, like machine learning stuff, and etc. Never used that in my life. So, and then I figured out that this field is actually not really like where you can work remotely, because usually you work with sensitive data, like in companies do not send them via internet. You need to go to the office for that. And so I switched to development of mobile applications and websites, etc. Again, never got like too much my attention, but at least like I can do it now.
What year was this, brother, when
And
you were doing
after some time, I decided to move to Mexico.
Can you hear
And
us?
here I just
Can you hear me, man?
started like basically from scratch.
Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you really, really bad.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So the issue is that I have really good mic, but for some reason, phone uses a speaker that you use when you hold your phone here. So maybe I can try to find another headphones.
Yes,
Earphones?
please.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we can talk a bit about what he said just now. It's
Можно у тебя
pretty
все-таки
interesting.
наушники спереть?
His background, you know, like he's basically a
Cell
scientist,
biologist, yeah.
Cell
I mean,
biologist.
like, actually, I'm interested, and I don't know much about the education in Russia, because you know, like, I have the impression that it is very respected. Like the scientists that come from Russia, if they feel very, like, you know, highly educated, and
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the scientific field, you know, we always hear about that, right? Russian scientists.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the science fiction books and everything also about
Yeah,
Russian.
and Ark does feel particularly intelligent. You know, he's very straight with that, very sharp.
The dude is smart, yo. He's definitely smart. And I mean, I just wanted to ask him when he mentioned about taking a brief period and doing mobile applications and stuff. I wanted to ask him what year that was, and also how his background, you know, of being a scientist, how that kind of contributes to, you know, why did he even get to that in the first place? Pretty interesting, you know.
Yeah, and like, what was his motivations for leaving the country? So I mean, like, we don't want to talk about anything political, so just simply his motivations for, like, personal reasons, what he wants to explore the world, why he chose Mexico,
Yes.
why he chose Mexico, and stuff like that. So, like, I hope he gets his sound fixed, because we
Let's
need
see.
to hear it clearly
Drum
both
roll.
ways. Yeah. Okay.
And
Still loading. Okay.
yes, also after talking about that, we're gonna actually talk a bit some specifics about his business, and some of the challenges that he's probably gone through,
Yeah.
bureaucratic challenges, administrative challenges. This we feel might be useful for you guys to actually find out about in case you want to actually start a business here in Mexico as a foreigner, the steps that you might need to go through.
Yeah, if
And
with or without the paperwork yet, like how do you begin? Like Ark has all this information for you. He has already shared with us some, and we would like him to explain more because he actually talks about how like like very specific things. He talks about Mercado Pago, how what you can do. Yeah, so
and being a scientist,
oh
okay. Hi, brother.
Okay, maybe right now you can hear me.
We can
yes,
hear you.
yes,
Can you
much
hear
better. Can you
us?
hear us?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, now it's working out. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, let's
Okay.
let's kick things off with that question. I have a question for you. When you mentioned that you were going into you spent some time developing mobile apps. What year was this, and how did you get into that?
Well, it was for a really short time. It's actually like right now there's a special software that allows you to build these applications like from like building blocks like Lego. So it's really not hard to learn how to do it, and it's usually suits for most of the common applications. So if you want to create like a website for your business or like online store or like application for your cafe, delivery service, like all this like standard stuff.
Great. Like, actually, this is very good information. Like, could you share the links of like this, like app builders kind of thing? Like, could you
Oh,
share it?
well, there's like dozens of them.
Oh,
Like,
okay. So
so
just
the main
Googling.
one,
Yeah.
like for mobile applications, I think it's Adalo. And if you want to build like web service or like integrated web service and mobile application, it's probably better to go with Bumble. But there are like dozens different companies that do such products right now, and it's better to Google and learn like features for each of the software.
Right. Okay.
Yes, because
So
it's changing so fast, right? This industry, it's so you always get
Oh yeah.
new like
Right now you can actually do
new
that
steps.
with neural networks because obviously to teach neural network how to build the application from blocks from like the prompt that you use like ChatGPT or something like that, it's super easy.
right. And like, I mean, this is definitely good information for the like people who want to start doing businesses here because they
Yes.
can go online and then they can set up like these apps to assist them in their business.
For sure, entrepreneurs and
Yeah.
digital, not to mention digital creators.
Right. Yeah,
People
but
who
before
are
we,
in
we
that
go there,
field.
I do like to talk about your like education. Like, I mean, you're a cell biologist, and yeah, I understand what you're saying that it was because like it's too specific, so you want to branch out and do more things. And like, is that also the reason why you decided to leave and explore? Come to Mexico and stuff like that.
I had a plan to go to travel around the world, like even before like all the situation in my country. So like yeah, I just did it earlier. So and I was thinking about switching fields even before going to Mexico because there's just no money in science. Like it doesn't matter in which country you work. Like there will be low salaries everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, I mean, the when you went offline, we were talking about how, like, so I don't know much and like the education in Russia, but the impression that we have is that like the scientists in Russia, they are highly educated, and it's a very good education. That's what we, I think it's
The general impression.
general
of people.
impression.
Yeah.
So like basically you can use that massive intellect that you have and apply it in other.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually doing business right now compared to what I did in science. It's super easy. I'm just not really good in particularly some social interaction stuff, but overall, like the task itself, like the system itself, it just mostly depends on the people you know, and that's it.
Okay. So then now let's go into like the
Those steps, that the system that you're talking about, like what did you actually how did you actually get
like
to
in
starting a
Mexico, right? I'm
business?
talking about
In
Mexico.
Mexico,
Yeah,
yes.
like basically the environment here and how do you, all the tips that you were telling me about. Let's talk about them.
Okay, so apparently making business in Mexico and especially in Mexico City, it's quite easy because there is not so much regulation from the government, especially at the start. And you can just start to do your own business, your own work. Especially if you're an individual entrepreneur, if you don't make like millions of pesos a year, like probably nobody going to bother you with documents and etc. But of course, like it's always better to have everything
Everything documented.
officially. But you can do it a little bit after you actually start to do that, to do your business. When you actually see that it's growing, like it's going to be successful, then you can register it properly with all the papers. But to start, you can just start, and that's it. And this is
there for a second.
Okay. Are you back? Okay. Sorry, continue.
okay. So therefore, but if you want to bring the company here, if you want to hire people in your company, this would be pretty difficult in terms of bureaucracy. So I talked with a lot of businessmen here, and some of them even tell me that they want to go back to become individual entrepreneurs and make all the formal papers. So, it is possible to create a company, so it will doesn't be formally a company. So it will be much easier for people to interact inside of it and etc. So.
Okay, so the difficulty in like hiring staff, it's because there's a lot of red tape with the application process, or what is the problem?
How do I
Looks
put
jammed.
it? It's a bit difficult to find responsible workers here, to be honest. And also, when you officially hire someone, there is a lot of bureaucratic troubles that you will need to face. For example, here, even if you catch the person stealing something from the work, or they just doing their work badly, or they just broken stuff, etc., you cannot fire them. It's just impossible. They will sue you for a lot of money for that.
Okay.
Therefore, most of the businesses here, they choose to create a condition for the hired person, so they will leave themselves. Therefore, when you hire someone, you basically restrict yourself with its bureaucratic chains.
So what are the rules, like just generally speaking, you cannot fire someone if they are late, what are the rules?
Again, it's it's from what I know, from what I heard. So I'm not the
Okay.
truth in the
No,
last few
100%.
years.
Okay.
Yeah. So Let me think. Hmm. Okay, I lost my thought. Could you please remind the question?
So basically, like that, like you would think that if somebody like makes a mistake at work, that the boss is allowed to fire them. But right now, you're saying that
Yeah.
it's dangerous to.
Yeah. In Mexico, the law usually protects the workers, and therefore it's always on the side of the worker, and the worker can say that this man is oppressed me, like he just like fires me like because he don't like poor people or so, something like that.
Oh.
Right.
So
Okay.
and like and the law and the court will be on their side, not on your side. It doesn't matter if you have like proof or something like that.
Right. So do you think this is like a boss and a subordinate situation, or do you think it's also a foreigner and a local situation?
No, I think it's a boss and a worker because I've
Okay.
met a lot of local businessmen and they face the same problem, all of
Okay.
them.
But it's really interesting this thing you're saying because so the way the companies get around this is to create conditions which make the people leave themselves. Like, can you give us some example of what you've come across or what these companies do? Like,
Mm. I think it's would depend like on each individual case. Like
okay,
since I never done that, and I hope I will never have to. Like
yeah,
I can't tell from the first experience.
I mean, it's actually also like a good thing that like the government protects the workers, because like I was under the impression that that there was no protection for the workers. And because I mean also we do know that the average salary here is very low in Mexico. So it's
Yeah,
yeah.
this is actually true. Like to work for someone usually does not pays off here. Like the salaries are really low, but to make your business super
okay.
easy. And with business, like there is no limits
Okay.
on how much your money can make.
So, like you're saying, like a basic business, like individual ownership and stuff like that, is a lot more.
Efficient and easier, right?
Yeah, and it's actually
Yeah.
extremely so, because he's saying it's very easy to open a business here. Okay, then maybe you could share the Mercado Pago thing that you're telling me about, because that's very specific, something that people can like business owners can start doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I can give you example of my first business here. It's electric bicycle rental, and it's I started it after like about like 3 months of coming here, and it's still in work right now. I'm still need like some more capital to scale it up, but it works fine. And I was managed to organize all this stuff only because I looked for the people, I talked with the people, and in the end, I have found people who make the bikes for me. I have found people who offers me space for the bicycles on a really good conditions. And it's mostly like it's much more important to know people here and to have a good relationship with them than to actually do everything by the law. So usually it just comes down on how good you are in negotiations with getting along with the people. So it makes things much easier, but obviously you will take in a risk. Like you trust in some people, mm, and it's really hard to find people here that you can actually rely on.
And I mean, actually, I'm very impressed because you don't speak much Spanish and you manage to, source everything by talking to people. So it definitely you needed like context to context as well. And yeah.
Yes,
And
definitely not easy, and we want to get from you is these links, where people can actually find your business and find
yes,
the
we
things that
have
you're
them.
talking about. I mean, we're gonna share
Let's
it
put
with the
them up.
people. Okay, that's the bike rental
Yeah.
spot right there.
Yes, this is
And
my
where can
website.
people actually go to rent your bikes?
In this website, ebikerental1.com.
Yeah, I have all
Okay,
the information on this website,
okay,
and you can contact me in WhatsApp. So I will tell you all the details. I have a little bit different business model from other bike rentals here because the main problem in Mexico City is that bike theft is really common, and therefore you need to invest a lot in the security of the bikes. And I can brag a little bit that I have the most secure bikes in the city right now. Like I have so many layers of security. So, for example, the bike I ride on right now is parked outside on the street on the bicycle parking, and it's standing here for months. Like nobody touched it.
oh wow,
So
okay,
Okay.
talk to us, man.
Yeah.
Tell us,
Tell us
tell
more.
us more.
yeah, so like well, there's a lot of layers of security that these bikes are specifically made for rental. Therefore, like they are a little bit different from regular bikes. Therefore, you cannot use regular tools to disassemble them. You cannot like sell these bikes. It would be obvious that these bikes are like not yours. Like
Yeah.
everybody in the city knows from who I buy these bikes, and when they see these bikes with some random people, they usually contact my friends, and they tell them like, "Hey, I saw your bike here, like parked wrongly or something like that," and like
Ooh.
it's really easy to find these bikes, even for local police.
So
Right.
basically, it's very hard to steal parts from the bike,
Yeah,
and
like it's
yeah.
just too much trouble. That's not really worth trying because
Mm.
you cannot sell these bikes. It's just like even if you sell them, like you won't get much money from it, but you will spend a lot of time and efforts to steal the bikes. Obviously, I have a tracking system in them, so like I can track the location of the bikes. I have one of the best security locks that it's just not possible to cut them with regular tools, and that's why I am basically the only one I know who can leave the bikes on the street here and don't worry about them. Like,
Wow, that's really amazing. Like, I love that whole idea
That's
because,
brilliant.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's one thing I would like. If I own a bike, which I don't, like my concern will be of the security of it. You leave it, or you want to park it on the side of the road, go to the supermarket or something, and then the next minute you come out, it's gone.
Yes, that's a
you
big
know?
thing,
yeah.
being able
Yeah.
I
to.
heard these stories like very often from my friends here who ride regular bikes. So yeah, and I can actually sell these bikes. I not only rent them. Like if you will want such bike for yourself, like you can order, like, and we will make it
On
for you.
the and like, I mean, I'm definitely interested to know, like, I mean, you are over here, so are you building these bikes here, or do you order them overseas and then ship them over? What
Well,
do you do?
the history of these bikes, how to say, pretty complex, because the basement of these bikes are actually from former company that was working here in Mexico, but it left the market. I don't know the reason. Maybe it was not profitable enough. Maybe EcoBC just like pushed them out of the market or something like that. But the fact is that they just left their bikes here and they uh, just rot in some storage facilities. but the basement of the bike is really good. Like it's super durable. Like it's really hard to break. Like it can ride for like 1,000 kilometers. Actually, when I show like odometer on my bikes to the people who ride motorcycles, they are usually amazed by how much kilometers these bikes already ridden, and they do not need much maintenance compared to motorcycles.
Wow. Yo, I can see your eyes light up when you talk about your business. I can see that you're really
So
passionate about this.
I was lucky to find the guys here who get these bikes and they remake them. They install new electronics. They build custom batteries for them. I actually have one of the best batteries that they are on the market. The elements for batteries come from the same factory as the Tesla batteries, basically.
Wow.
Okay.
So, like, my bikes have a lot of range. Like, it's up to 80 kilometers on a single charge, which is a lot for
Wow.
electric bikes, especially for rental electric bikes. It's possible to make it even more, but it's just for the future developments.
Right. And so what is your pricing structure for rentals? Like I remember you telling me before that it was very competitive, like you actually have them at a better rate than EcoBC, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can see the prices on the
On the
website.
website.
But basically, like I like freedom and I value freedom, so I try to make the rental process as free like as possible for people. So you can rent for basically any amount of time. It could be hours, days, weeks, months. You can ride anywhere you want. I actually the only rental who offers delivery of the bikes. So you can ask me to deliver the bikes to your location, or you
I
can just
see.
drop them anywhere in the city after you finish, and I will pick them up.
And the
Wow.
address earlier that you put up Eskandon, that so you don't really have to go there. You can actually get it delivered wherever you're at, right?
Yeah, it would be for additional price, obviously, because I will have to like cycle a lot to deliver, especially a lot of bikes. But you can pick up them at Eskandon for free.
Man, that's
And
really really
I
cool.
actually have the uh, most budget price for bicycles in the city. So my prices are actually almost equal the regular bikes you can find in other rentals, or less. The only other company who have lower prices than me, it's EcoBC, but they rent only regular bikes, and you are fixed to the stations with them.
Okay.
So let me ask you this: what are some of like you would say like some of the cultural difficulties that you've gone through running a business here in Mexico City?
Uh, Cultural differences. Well, since it's so happened that I choose the fields to work that's mostly related to tourists. So my bicycle rental, it's mostly like for like a tourist attraction than like something for mobility. Therefore, most of my clients they from other countries, so I don't have issues with that. But the difference between like Russian and Mexican culture, they actually like really big. But to understand that, you need to live here like for I don't know at least half a year. So after like half a year, when you continue to face people in like day-to-day interactions, like in some uncommon situations, you start to notice differences, and sometimes it's super irritating. Like I understand that it's just different culture, but like still, like I understand it. but it doesn't make me feel better after
Yeah, I
that.
mean, I guess because you're used to like a more efficient way to do things, so like the irritation is probably because you have to slow down, and a lot of things slow you down also just from like just
Yeah,
figuring things out and yeah.
actually, like the time management here with people is it just not exist.
Right. Yeah,
So
no, totally get. Especially doing business, it will bother. It will make everything way, way more draggy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
if you want, if your business here will depend on how that people will be punctual, like in your business, just forget it. It won't happen if you work with the local people.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
ask you this,
No,
man.
so
For Russians, is it a thing like I mean, being punctual, culturally speaking, you know, is that a big deal for people from Russia to be on time when you say you're going to be?
Well, it actually depends. Like it believed to be like good manners to be on time in Russia, but in practice, people usually get late. But you can be angry about it. Like you can like point a finger on the people and say you are late. Like here,
Okay,
like
okay.
people they just don't get it. Like why are you screaming like? like
yeah. Like we have discussed this a lot on the show, and like I mean there is pros and cons, like with this culture like being less like fussy about time, they like it's also a practice of like people being very present, because one of the reasons why they're probably not able to make the meeting with somebody, like because it's a social thing, right? Like being on time is about social awareness. It's
yeah,
like because the person is probably lost in the moment. You know, the late culture is also because they are appreciating what they're doing in that moment. They're taking too long, so they didn't. You know, I don't know how it works, but I think that there is pros and cons, and
But that is a good
it's
question.
about
Like,
appreciating like different things and what you find more important. You know, so like back in Asia, we are also extremely about time management, and it's like if I'm late I'll be running, and by the time I reach I'm going to look so flustered. But here in general nobody they come casually relaxed, you know. Yeah.
yeah. So when you plan your business here, you need to adjust to this like way of life of people here, and just do not expect like everything go as planned, because even if I want to plan my time here, it will be impossible, because everything I plan it will change several times before it actually happens. Therefore,
Absolutely,
like
yeah, I
there's
know.
just like nothing I can do about it. Like, just I
Right.
have to deal with it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Basically, like during the COVID time, we were like doing some like we were the middle person for like some Chinese businesses and to local buyers, and like when they state a time to meet, basically like let's say they put 10 a.m., we are there until the end of the day, like with changes of time and people coming late and different things happening and waiting here and there.
yeah, it's pretty
Basically,
common.
it's
Yeah.
the whole day. Like if it's 10 o'clock, it's 5 p.m. Yeah, absolutely, we know.
Uh,
Hey, Ark, you
and it's
mentioned
actually
in
really
our conversation
important
that
to.
you also.
Yeah. Mhm.
No, sorry.
So,
Go ahead. You were saying something.
okay, so it's really important, like this intercultural interactions, especially in business, because it's super often the situation that some people will want to expand their business, for example, in Mexico, like whether they from Russia, from China, from any other country, and when they come here, they expect the same rules as in their country, or at least how
Mm,
it's written somewhere in the documents, but it's just not the case. And therefore, it's kind of important if you don't live in Mexico, like if you do not speak Spanish really well, if you do not have knowledge of local culture nuances, it's always better to find some person who will be like a middleman between you and your business partners. Because, for example, in Russia, people usually say things really straight, like really straightforward. So, but here people usually like wrap it around like a lot of words. Like you need to be like super polite and etc. Like and so like Russian people just sitting waiting for the point. Like why you saying me this? Like just get to the point. Like I don't have entire time to speak with you. But it will be the same if, for example, Mexican people will come to work in Russia. They will feel that they shout at all the time. The people are angry, like and etc. And they will just like not understand what they are doing wrong, like
Yes,
because
yes,
it
yes.
is normal for them.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's important to find someone who knows both cultures.
Cultures.
It will be much better for negotiations.
So like a translator slash,
Cultural
cultural
expert.
interpreter kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So, okay, Ark, we have like only about 5 minutes left. So, like, what advice would you give aspiring entrepreneurs in Mexico, foreign entrepreneurs?
Well, all I can say is not be afraid, uh, get to know more people, uh, and be really picky about persons you work with.
Mhm.
Be really picky. Okay, okay.
Right, and I mean, like, I just want to add something because, like, I did notice like how fast you were to understand that over here in Mexico, it's about knowing people, much more than actually getting the documentations right. So, like, I think that's also one thing that our like fellow entrepreneurs should notice is that to be very adaptable, like figure out how the environment is like over here, right? Like what you did. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
it's different from their country.
the easiest way is to ask people who do business here. Like they already have this experience, and there's actually a lot of like business chats, like business groups that you can find where people from different areas, different businesses, they come together, they do networking. So you can find yourself a business partners. You can ask for advices on how to organize this or this stuff. Yeah,
Are these
just
Facebook groups and in English? Are they Facebook groups in English?
I think so. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I mostly myself in the groups with the Russian entrepreneurs here
Okay.
because like it's just easier for me to make business with the Russian people here just
So
because of the culture background. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's your support system in your community. But like, are there a lot of Russian business people here? Because actually, I haven't met many.
Well, there are actually a lot.
There are a
Like,
lot. Okay.
yeah, anything like from restaurants to like manicures, like eyelashes, automobile, like whatever you want,
So
basically.
many of these small businesses as well as bigger ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
For example, in Playa del Carmen on Yucatan, there is electric bicycle rental. Who owner is Russian-speaking women. So
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Russians everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, because actually it's not just Russians. There are like Russian speakers as well. There are a lot of Russian speakers, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all basically from former Soviet Union republics.
Yeah.
And for example, I think there is like maybe some stereotype that Russian people do not like speak with each other abroad, or if they are from different countries, especially the ones who like not in a really good relationship right now, they don't get along. It's not true. Like I know people from every post-Soviet republic. It's not a problem to speak with them. A lot of them are really good friends. So
Mm.
all this politics is just like for TV. Like the real people here, they are good people.
The individuals.
Yeah. So,
Yes, and they're not closed off. I mean, the Russian community here, they're not closed off, right? They are open to share information. They're open
Inclusive.
to include, yes, other foreigners and other.
yeah.
Man, it's been a really interesting conversation here with you, Ark, and
Yeah, thank you
Yes.
for all the tips and tricks that you have for everyone. And we have reached the end of our show. Oh, I don't know if Ark is frozen. Well, anyway, we've reached the end of our
he's
show. Thank you for joining us
Okay.
here on
Wait,
That Foreign Show.
quick comment
Yes,
again.
yes,
you're back. Okay. So, okay, I'm Celestine Angel,
I'm Isaac Rakesh.
and we have Arkadii Beilin with us, and we are signing out. Activating your senses. Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.
Show.